দ্বাদশ সংসদ নির্বাচনের পরিস্থিতি নিয়ে ব্রিফ করছেন বিদেশি পর্যবেক্ষকরা। সরাসরি চলে যাচ্ছি সেখানে, একটু শুনে আসি তারা কি বলছেন।
অটোমেটিক বিকাশ করতে সেট করুন অটোপে। বিকাশ থাকলে আর কি লাগে?
On January 7th, 2024, we were divided into 3 groups and observed over 20 polling stations in or near Dhaka. The international community has a keen interest in and an expectation of free and fair elections in Bangladesh and the success of Bangladesh's democratic governance. This team of international observers witnessed voting from 8 a.m. until the polls closed at 4 p.m. Talking to voters in the polling stations, we found they did not face any obstacles in voting. We did not hear or see reports or indications of voter intimidation by any entity, party, or candidate. We observed, particularly outside of Dhaka, positive indications of significant voter turnout. While we did not witness instances of violence or disruption, we have seen media reports of such instances across Bangladesh, and we have expressed to the appropriate authorities our concerns. However, as stated, none of us have personally observed anything other than a fair, transparent, and accountable election in line with democratic norms, international standards, and Bangladesh's local circumstances. Attending today's press conference as part of this observer team are former United States Congressman, the Honorable Jim Bates, a former senior U.S. official, United States government official, Javier Piedra, Mr. Terry Easley, who's a Organization of Security and Cooperation in Europe certified election observer, the Director of Africa House London, Mr. Richard Simatego, the political editor of the EU Reporter, Mr. Nicholas Hugh Powell, the founder and CEO of GBP International, Mr. Volker Friedrich, the president of the World Peace Organization of Norway, Mr. Anders Norden, former member of the Australian Parliament for New South Wales Legislative Council, Mr. Shaukat Muslimani, and myself, Alexander Gray, former Deputy Assistant to the President of the United States and Chief of Staff of the White House National Security Council. We would be pleased at this point to take any questions, and I know my colleagues all have important points to make. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Good morning. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I'd like to know what percentage of voter turnout makes an election acceptable in US or elsewhere in the country. And as you have seen, around 40% voters turnout this time.
I, like you, am a member of the news media. And unfortunately, as members of an election observer team, we are very limited into the comments that we can make. We have to maintain strict political impartiality. And we are going to make a report, and our report will be public. It will be turned in within 30 days, probably 2 weeks from now. We will give you all of our findings, and importantly, we will give you recommendations that we feel are important for your democracy. But it's very difficult for us to get too deep into the woods with you all because of our code of conduct that we have signed with the Election Commission of Bangladesh, which requires us to maintain strict political impartiality. So we've made our statement to you today, and we're going to issue a formal report that'll be very comprehensive, and this report will also include, we think, important recommendations for your democracy. And we'll make sure that that's made public, and you'll all get access to that. So I'm afraid that's about all we can say, and I apologize for that, but that's the world that we live in, and that's the code of conduct that we operate under. So I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you.